want to thank everybody for coming out today. Ms. Waller, would you please call the roll?
Larry Talon.
Here.
Margie Rice. Here.
Sales tax discussion. I just wanted to pass it out to y'all. The ordinance was passed, the election's in just a few weeks. I think the council should go on the record and let the public know where this money will be used and how it will be used. I've had just a handful of questions. What are you going to do with the money? Where's the money going to go? I've tried to explain to people. I've broken what's general fund down to. Some people didn't understand, but I explained it's our police department, it's our fire department, it's our parks department, it's our animal control, and it's our city hall employees. And it provides anywhere from vehicles to dog food. And so once they realize what that is, they're more comfortable with that. But I think if this council would go on record with the media tonight where this money's going to go, I think the public would feel a little more at ease about it. I don't think there's any doubt that it's needed to keep moving this city forward. So I open it up to y'all for discussion, and I just passed out. I talked to Debbie and Kim, and we feel safely that the quarter of a penny would generate 500,000 safely. We don't know because you don't know how people are going to spend, but we wanted to use that as a safe number. And so we wrote this out tonight. But I open the floor to y'all for discussion.
I'd like to make one, hopefully a clarification. I had some people as recent as last week call me, and they have a or to me it's a misconception that they're asking or have asked me if the sales tax does pass, are you also going to increase my millage? We're serious people. They didn't say they were for or against the sales tax. I know they're the ones I'm talking about. They've been back maybe for a number of years, and they're good citizens, and they will vote. But I told them for my vote that if sales tax passes, I would not introduce nor vote for a millage increase in addition to the sales tax. That's like I say, that's just what I want.
Well, that's a two-part question, and Mr. Lewis has already answered that part. Mr. Talley, how do you feel?
A big question about the, I don't know where it got started, or we discussed it back some time ago about the millage and the sales tax increase both. I think the general consensus is that they won't stand for both. I think they're more in favor of the sales tax. And just as a personal opinion, I think that's the most fair of the situation.
So if when the sales tax passes, you'll say no to a fire police pension millage increase?
Now, put it like that.
Okay, all right, well, I'm sorry.
Does that make me sound like I'm negative on the
No.
pensions part?
No.
But I am not. Some way or the other, we've got to take care of the policemen and the fire. And surely, on this, if the general fund, as you said, you had some breakdowns on it, if it's put out in the media, I would like to see the general fund subdivided as to how it's going to be. Get a little more specific. The general fund, that's kind of like the notorious miscellaneous. I don't like that. But if you put general fund, if it has to go even, you've got some designated here for the fire department, police department, but even if under that general fund, some funds have to come to it, and then that's what we need to do.
And I think that'll be pretty easy on it, David. We go back and look at the deep cuts that were made last year. They're going to have to come back in, so we can do that. But that was going to be the other part of the question that Mr. Lewis answered. If the sales tax passes, how do y'all feel about the millage increase. If you're against the millage increase or you're still open to it, again, I think this is our opportunity because the vote's in just a couple of weeks. And let's let the people know.
Well, we definitely need to have some explanation in the media because the signs actually, to me, lead me to believe that it's just for the police and fire. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it says keep Magnolia safe. And vote yes on the sales tax. There are other factors that people, I think, would go along. We certainly need to have some street repairs and this type of thing. Just put it out there as whatever you're gonna break it down to. And, I guess if you're asking me right at this point, if we pass the sales tax, when we pass the sales tax, I'm not real hip on a millage.
Mr. Whitelaw?
When we originally presented the sales tax option for the public to consider, we also explained in the group meeting we had with the local business people that we were also planned to increase the millage a fractional amount, which was proposed this past October, which failed, from a 0.2 mil to a 0.5 mil on each the police and the fire pension plan. That being said, I'm kind of, after I've talked to a few people in the community, they seem to be more inclined to hold off on a millage increase this year if we can get, if the sales tax passes. And now if the sales tax fails,
Right.
we've got a whole different,
Whole new game.
whole new game.
Okay.
But at this point, I would probably be inclined to no millage for this year.
Okay. Mr. Moore?
I think the sales, two-five sales tax is needed, and I'll be for it. When we talked about it initially, about the millage increase, I didn't think that we would make that through anyway. But I don't think that, I wouldn't vote for a millage increase.
Okay. Mr. Cheatham?
By myself, we feel like this, 500,000 that's gonna bring in on the taxing, because, I don't think we would need the millage increase. So I would be against it.
Okay. Mr. Peterson?
How much would the 0.3, we're actually talking about increasing from 0.3 to 0.5, is that right?
About 60,000.
0.2.
So we would end up in this sales tax having to redo this to allot the 60,000 to go towards the pension fund. Is that my understanding? I'm not for both of them, no, I'm just trying to figure out what figures we're looking at.
But I might add the projected numbers that we've been looking at, for the deficit that the city will have for 2013, 2014 incorporates the shortfalls for both the police and fire pension plan. So that when we say that we need $200 just to get back flush, that's including those plans.
200,000.
So the shortfalls are figured in the 200 tax right now.
Is that correct, Jim?
Yes, that's correct, as we know it now, because
I
that
know
rate
it's-
can change,
it's all
but that's as we know
expected.
now.
Okay. Mr. Farrell?
I agree with everyone. If we're fortunate enough to get the sales tax passed, I in no way feel like we should increase any millage this year, especially with the deficit being in the 200,000. I think everything would be good with what we've got here. And we need to point out that the money that we're setting aside for street, fire, and police, that's basically money that we're setting aside kind of as a savings. 150,000 in 1 year won't even get the paving company to come to Magnolia.
Right.
1 mile is $100,000, so we're gonna have to save up, 4 years before we can even capitalize on this. So I would not be a point there.
Okay. Ms. Russ, that leaves you?
The same.
Okay.
I'm in favor of the sales tax,
Okay.
but not the millage right now.
Okay. Media? Y'all got that? I've explained to people too on the sales tax that the needs of the city, if you go in one of our stores and buy a cold drink and a bar of candy, you're helping out. Where a millage, if it falls back in y'all's lap, a millage is going to affect the residents inside the city of Magnolia and the properties they own. And every piece of property will be affected, no matter where it's located in the city. Somebody will be payable. And when you tell it to them that way, Coke and bag of chips, candy bar, is helping with a fire truck, or helping with the streets, or helping with a fire police substation, they can understand that.
I have one question, the same does most of the financing. What kind of millage increase are we talking about to generate this same kind of money?
Approximately what the mayor proposed, the 5 mills that we
5
can
mills.
do, and then the 0.3 twice, which would be 5.6.
So we're looking at a millage increase of 5.6 if the sales tax doesn't pass.
Or any, not necessarily, I mean, there may be, it'd be up to the council to decide what rate.
But basically, that's what it would take to replace the
Mill
mills.
will generate about $100,000 a year.
The numbers I have, let's see, the quarter, last year brought in $569,200. And it was 5.6 mills, and one mill will generate from about about $110,000 annually approximately, which would be in excess of, which would be about, be over $600,000 a year, 5.6 million.
Any other comment?
The only other thing I'd like to, and I don't know exactly how we're gonna do this, but I'd like to make sure that the public understands, when we say we're gonna put this money back, we're gonna physically force ourselves, I propose, through our city budget, into a forced savings. That money is designated for these projects. And although, unless we have a catastrophe, a huge tornado or something, we'll not touch those funds except for the design purpose that we're selling the sales tax under.
I agree. Because if we don't, it's never gonna get done. And as I travel the streets every week, they're getting worse by the day. So this council's in favor of a tax and no millage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I just put a little FYI